So you're thinking of buying a home. While this is an exciting journey, it can also be quite overwhelming. And that's why I created this video on the 10 steps to buying a home to help you navigate the process. This is going to be the ultimate home buyer's guide in educating you on the process of buying a home. Also, be sure to stay till the end because step 8 is going to help save you a ton of money, time, and stress. If this is your first time on my channel and you want to know all there is to know about buying and selling a home, be sure to like, subscribe, and tap the bell notifications so you can learn everything about the home buying and selling process. My name is Tish Schoberg, and I'm an award-winning real estate agent that covers Toronto and surrounding areas, and I've helped hundreds of families with their home buying journey. I also own a few properties myself and can speak from experience. So we get calls, texts, and emails from families just like you, and you, and you, and you, and you, wanting to know everything there is to know about the home buying and selling process. So if that's you, be sure to reach out. We'd love to help. Send a text, send an email, give us a call. We'd love to hear from you and help you throughout your home buying journey. So whether you're looking to move in the next 9 days or 90 days, we're here to help you navigate the home buying and selling process. Feel free to reach out, whether it be email, text, or call. We'd love to help. So it's important to understand additional expenses like your closing costs, because that can range anywhere between 2 to 3% of the purchase price. We also want to take into account maintenance costs for the home. So whether it be a condo, townhouse, or detached home, there are maintenance costs that are associated with that purchase. It's also important to prepare your credit card usage. Making sure that you're keeping your balances below 30%, right? That 30% or less credit utilization is what the lenders are looking for. Your income and debt are also taken into consideration when it comes to your finances. So a lender will also look at your type of employment. If you are off work due to just a leave of absence or maternity reasons or because you went back to school, typically lenders will still give you a mortgage. So when you're purchasing a home, typically a lender wants to see 2 years of work history. So if you switch jobs during that 2-year time period, that's not a big deal. As long as you've been working in general for the last 2 years, ideally the same industry, lenders are going to be looking at that. They're also going to be looking at your last 3 months of work history. So they want to see that you've at least been able to keep the same job for the last 3 months and that you've passed your probation. If you've gone back to school during the last 2 years, or if you've been on maternity leave, there are some lenders who will still approve you for a mortgage. If you're self-employed, you are in luck because some lenders only require 6 months of income history. So they can look at your last 6 months of bank statements to help qualify you for a mortgage. You also want to take into consideration your monthly mortgage payment. So getting pre-approved, getting pre-qualified is all nice and dandy, but understanding what your monthly mortgage payments will look like is key. And understanding if you're actually comfortable with that payment, because sometimes you're approved for a high mortgage, but you may not feel comfortable paying that amount because of your lifestyle expenses and what you want to do with your life. So just because you're pre-approved or pre-qualified for a certain number for your mortgage, it doesn't mean that that's what you feel comfortable paying on a monthly basis. So you want to ensure that your monthly mortgage payment is in line with what you feel comfortable paying based on your lifestyle expenses. You may want to pay a little bit less than what you're approved for, and therefore look at homes that are a little bit lower than what your approval amount is. You also want to understand what type of incentives you qualify for. So as a first-time home buyer in Ontario, there's a lot of incentives that you can take advantage of. There's an RSP incentive, there's a first-time home saving account incentive, there's like transfer tax rebate incentive, and more. For more information on first-time homebuyer incentives, please watch my video here. Step 2 is to hire a professional real estate agent. It's important that as a buyer that you have legal representation to help navigate the buying process. There are certain cases where a seller may not be willing to pay a buyer's agent fee, and in that case, your agent may ask for you to come up with a cost for them to help you in your home buying journey, or you can just ask to not see homes that don't pay your agent fee. So one of the reasons it's important to have your own realtor when buying a home is because the seller has their own realtor, who's that listing agent, who's negotiating to get the seller as much money as possible. So you need a buyer's agent on your side to ensure that you're not being taken advantage of and to help negotiate for your interests to help you save as much money as possible. When working with the real estate agent, they'll also book a home buyer consultation. This can be an in-person or Zoom meeting, and at this time, they'll go through your wants, needs, for your new home. They'll ask questions about your motivation and timeline and create a plan that makes sense for you and your journey. They'll also discuss important paperwork such as a buyer's representation agreement, as well as a RICO information guide. A buyer's representation agreement is an important document to review and sign because it specifies the terms of your relationship with your realtor. It does include that your realtor has a legal obligation to protect your interests, to carry out fiduciary duties, and to keep your information confidential. They'll also list the services that your agent will be providing to you, such as showing homes, booking appointments, and taking care of all the paperwork. Step 3 is getting pre-approved. So going house shopping without a pre-approval or being pre-qualified is like going Black Friday shopping without a wallet. You just don't want to do it. You don't want to be teased and then be stressed out because you don't know how much you could afford or even have the funds to actually buy a home. When getting pre-approved, I strongly suggest you work with a mortgage broker or mortgage agent as opposed to going to your bank directly, because a mortgage broker is going to shop around between all the different lenders to find you the best rate, the best terms, and the best mortgage for your situation. Whereas your bank can only offer you their particular rate, their particular terms and services. So you're going to be extremely limited if you only work with your bank. A great way to find a great mortgage broker is by asking your realtor who they worked with in the past who've been able to successfully help their clients throughout their home buying journey. You'll get a full breakdown of the monthly mortgage payments that you'll be expected to pay after you buy your home. During the pre-approval process, your mortgage broker may look at creative ways to find you the down payment for your next home. If you're an existing homeowner, they may recommend refinancing your current home or taking out a HELOC to help you in coming up with the funds for your down payment. Keep in mind, when getting a mortgage pre-approval, there will be a hard credit pull, so your credit score may drop 3 to 5 points. Don't worry, it's a temporary drop and your credit score will return to normal. When it's time to start actively looking for a home, we don't want to waste any time. Looking at 20 plus homes is going to lead to stress, burnout, and confusion. So your realtor is going to narrow down the best few homes that match your criteria to ensure you're not wasting any time. I would advise searching homes on your realtor's website so you can interact with your realtor on what homes you like. You can save listings, send your realtor a message, usually view their site, and keep them engaged on your home buying journey. Step 5 is making an offer. Time is of the essence when you find the right home and you're ready to make an offer. There are times that buyers do see a home and at night they say, you know what, we can't put in an offer on it, we want to sleep on it, and they wake up to the home already being sold. Keep in mind that while you're saying maybe to a home, another family might be saying yes. When you find the home you want to put in an offer on, it's important to understand their offer process. Some listings do require a holding offer process. So that's when they have a specific date and time when they want all offers to be presented, and then the seller will pick the best offer. There's also the open offers process, and that's when a seller is willing to accept an offer at any time. Personally, I like the open offers process a lot better. The less competition for my buyers, the better. For more information on terms and conditions in an offer, be sure to view my video here. So once your offer is submitted to the listing agent and their sellers, the seller has the option of negotiating the offer, so they can negotiate the closing date, the deposit, the terms, conditions or contingencies, and the purchase amount. They can also choose to reject your offer. So this sometimes happens if the seller feels your offer is too low. They may just think that you're not a serious buyer. Or they can choose to accept your offer, which is the exciting part. Offer negotiations typically take a few hours, but I've encountered instances where it has taken us a few days. Step 6 is the conditional period. So you put in an offer on a home and you've included conditions such as conditions of repair, conditions of status certificate for a condo, conditions of inspections, or conditions of financing. You are now in your conditional period. So in this stage, you would be required to provide your deposit. This is usually provided within 24 hours after your offer is accepted, but your deposit can be provided at another specified time that's out in your agreement of sale. It is important to know that whether you provide a deposit for a home or not, the agreement has been signed under seal and it's still a legally binding agreement. So during your conditional period, this is the time where you'd hire a home inspector. I would recommend speaking to your realtor and seeing who they recommend to do your home inspection. Your home inspector will be there to check the condition of the home and provide a report to you specifying any concerns or improvements that are needed to the home. During this period, you can also book an appointment with a professional electrician or contractor if you do have plans to do construction to the home after closing. If you have a condition of financing, you do want to send your agreement of sale to your lender or mortgage broker so they can provide you with the firm approval. This will ensure that your home's appraisal comes in at least at market value or even better, above market value. Keep in mind that depending on the real estate market and the home that you're looking to purchase, you may decide to not include conditions in your agreement of sale. Step 7, after your inspection, is to negotiate repairs. So if the inspection report specifies that certain areas of the home need to be repaired, you can ask the seller to complete those repairs before closing, but we typically ask for financial compensation instead of the seller repairing the issues. The reason is because we don't know what type of contractor the seller is going to hire, and we don't know the workmanship. They're typically going to hire somebody that's really affordable and may cut corners in ensuring your home is properly repaired before closing. So it's always in your best interest to try to negotiate the purchase price and use that money to help with the repairs after your closing. Keep in mind when negotiating repairs, the seller can choose to accept, reject, or negotiate. So doing a comparative market analysis helps to prevent frustration and also prevents my clients from looking at homes that they cannot afford. Step 9 is doing the final walkthrough. So this is important and is typically done the day before closing. We want to ensure your home is in the same condition as the day that you purchased it. We want to know, are the appliances working properly? Is the toilet and water working? During your final walkthrough, you can also ask your home inspector to come back to the home to see if any of the repairs that you had asked for the seller to do has actually been completed. So during the final walkthrough, if there's things that are missing, like appliances being missing or repairs that were agreed upon that are actually not completed, or if the home's condition has changed, like if there's damage because a tenant got frustrated with the seller, then I would be the one to bring that up to the lawyers, and they'll have to come up with a solution, whether it be compensation be provided or an extension in closing to ensure that the issues are addressed. Step 10 is closing. So that's when your lawyer is going to be working with the seller's lawyer to transfer title of the property and to transfer funds for your home. Your lawyer will inform you of any costs you need for closing ahead of time. So closing costs can include property taxes that are outstanding for the property, land transfer tax, your lawyer fees, title insurance, PMI, and more. You'll also need to put your remaining down payment at closing. So if your deposit was $5,000 and you purchased a home at $500,000 and the minimum requirement is 5%, which is $25,000, you would need to come up with that $20,000 for your down payment at closing. So whatever you put toward your deposit after you purchase the home will be put toward your down payment, and the remaining balance of that down payment is due at closing. As a professional realtor, I'm here to make the home buying process as smooth as possible. Let's take the next steps in finding you your next home. Contact me today to book your free home buyer consultation. My information is in the description and is also in the first comment. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. My name's Tish Schoberg, and I'll see you in the next video.